Dear Mr. Potter, sorry, that's my letter. Dear insert name here. I'm pleased to inform you that you have clicked to watch this blog guide about the Warner Brothers Studio Tour Tokyo, the making of Harry Potter. Don't worry, I'll share everything you need to know right after this Play Pretend Harry Potter trailer. Hello! As per the video title, today it's all about Warner Brothers Studio Tour Tokyo, the making of Harry Potter. Such a long name to keep saying. There's a lot to digest, so I'm going to be sharing tips and everything you need to know in parts as you watch snippets of our experience. First off, if possible, I recommend taking the train from Ikebukuro to the studio because the station is kind of Harry Potter-esque themed and it's also a direct 20-minute train ride. Once you arrive, there are even more Harry Potter themed photo spots. So the Warner Brothers Studio Tour Tokyo, the making of Harry Potter, opened in June 2023 on the former Toshimaen amusement park that closed in 2020. The first studio tour opened in London back in 2012, so with this being a brand new attraction, there are several items and sets exclusive to Tokyo. Tickets and time slots sell out fast. I got ours on Klook because they were sold out on the official website, but Klook still had some allocated ones. To give an example, I bought our tickets on the 28th of July for 27th September. With me being 2 months ahead, I was considered late because all the morning slots were taken, so the earliest slot for us was the 2:30 p.m. one. I think you can enter the attraction earlier before your time entry. The time entry is actually for entering the whole studio tour area with all the sets and experiences, but you can enter a few hours earlier and spend it at a humongous gift shop where you can also buy your costume and wand and also try all the team food at the food hall. I think the price for one adult ticket, which is anyone over 18, is 6,300 yen. You can also choose the package ticket that includes admission, a digital guide, and an official guidebook, all for a wonderful price of 9,600 yen. In case you're wondering, you can buy tickets at the venue on the day of your visit itself. It's all timed entry tickets and you need to purchase them in advance, which is actually good for crowd control. But once you're inside, you can stay for as long as you want. So, before the introductory film begins, the staff will ask you to create a web account which will keep all those photos and videos for you to download later. There's free Wi-Fi as well because the connection there isn't great. I was on roaming and actually the Wi-Fi was much better. Next, what to expect. Well, since it is a making of studio tour, as you've seen, you'll find a lot of elaborate sets recreated with interview snippets from the crew, sometimes cast, sketches even. Besides the sets, there are also interactive experiences that double as photo and video content for you to download later to wow your social media followers or family members or just for you to look back on it. Now here is one of the Tokyo exclusive sets, the Hogwarts moving portrait/moving staircase. There's an interactive experience here too where you can shoot like, I don't know how to describe it, but basically like a boomerang if you remember those from the good old Instagram days, and it'll be projected on one of the frames. And if you see this, another big tip is to try not to wear green because these experiences heavily use green screens. And FYI, tripods, extendable selfie sticks, and drones are all not allowed. Also, while it's called a studio tour, but once they let you in, you're pretty much free to roam around however you please and for as long as you want. But keep checking the time because they close at 8:30 p.m. or 8 p.m. on the day that we arrive, so just check the website before you go to see, what time they close that day, because kind of like the theme parks in Japan, the closing hour sometimes changes. And not to mention, the studio is huge. How long is the whole experience? Well, if you don't plan to take a bunch of photos, take a break at any of the cafes, shop a ton, read every info at exhibit, then I guess 4 hours would be enough. For us, we were there from 2:30 p.m. or rather 2 p.m. was when we went to the bathroom, yada yada yada. We were there from 2:30 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. and even then we rushed through the last 3 exhibits and souvenir shopping. So if you're a true blood fan, I reckon you can spend a whole day just dedicated to this place. The Forbidden Forest is actually one of my favorite parts about the whole studio tour. It was pretty immersive, it was so well done, and you get to bow to Buckbeak. Anyway, another common concern might be language. Honestly, if you know English, you'll be fine. Most of the info at every exhibit is available in both Japanese and English. The instructions for any of the interactive experiences are quite clear-cut, and the on-site staff are very friendly and helpful too. So after the Forbidden Forest, you can count it as reaching the midpoint of the tour. There are outdoor sets here and 2 snack stops in the form of Backlot Cafe and Butterbeer Bar. At Backlot Cafe, which we didn't have time for as well because the sun was already setting, you can order afternoon tea for 6,500 yen per person, but I think it needs to be a minimum of 2 people sitting there for you to order the afternoon tea. That's what my research says. But for us, we just got the butterbeer from the Butterbeer Bar, which costs 1,100 yen, but it does come with a souvenir mug that's different from the Universal Studios Japan one. I'll link that video in the description or have it up here in the card if you're interested to watch that. Okay, once you're done with the night buzz and 4 Privet Drive, was it? Well, basically once you're done with the outdoor sets, it's time to enter back and be wowed by the Ministry of Magic set. The fun fact is it was built in London, disassembled, transported to Tokyo, and then restored within the building. Also, here is where you can get a video of yourself arriving via Floo Powder. Oh, the Tokyo Studio Tour not only includes the Harry Potter franchise, but includes the Fantastic Beasts films too. Next, we've got the Great Wizarding Express, which is another set exclusive to Tokyo. There was a long queue to take photos with the Hogwarts Express, so we skipped that and just took a selfie. There's a gift shop as well where they let you engrave notebooks or travel trunks of 2 sizes, I think. And I really wanted these kind of old school trunks, but the engraving service was already closed by then because it does take over an hour to do and then you have to collect it within that day. But on the train itself, I was pretty amazed by the Dementor gimmick. Not gonna lie, it was a bit scary if I was alone and if everything was pitch black. And then we kind of breezed through several other sets and exhibits and got to another Tokyo exclusive, which is the Quidditch Experience. Props to them for making like, I don't know, 10, 12 booths to keep the queue going. The wait for every attraction is honestly pleasant. It's very efficient, it doesn't take very long, especially thanks to them thinking of having that web account QR code thing. So I wasn't allowed to film the Quidditch part, but basically you get on a broom and the staff will literally direct you very animatedly too, if I may add, on how to act as if you're flying on a broom. After that, you can buy that video and photo for 6,000 yen, and that's probably the package for all the content you've done in the studio, or you can go a la carte, basically, and choose what you want to purchase the rights for, I guess. Last but not least, the studio tour shop. This was a never-ending gift shop. And mind you, we only had 40 minutes, including payment time, before the entire place closed. But it turns out it is the world's largest Harry Potter store with more than 7,000 custom-made decorations and exclusively sourced props. You can find some Japan exclusive items here too. The selection is crazy, and the lady at the payment counter certainly did not tease us for showing up with a whole basket of stuff. Anyway, that concludes the tour. By the end of it, we were so tired that we just ate at a random restaurant next to the train station. Yes, there are like eateries, izakayas, restaurants nearby as well. Hopefully this was helpful. I really tried to summarize as much as I could. I also have other Tokyo videos on the channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!